Life is a journey. Dum 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 da da. Yeah. Life is a journey. Life is a journey. Dum 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 da da. Yeah. Life is a journey. Life is not a bed of roses. It's not about the fancy car or pretty clothes.
We have more businesses right here than we do anyplace else. There's only one on La Brea, there's only one in Inglewood, but there's a few right here. So it's a start, and who's to say more places don't want to have a business like that because now there's a hole. We're at home, So
There was a segment on news a couple weeks ago about Belize being, if not number one, number two place to go vacation. These things are incentive for us to promote to this guy. They really are. They say, hey, you know something, if you want to be a part of this new venture and stuff, jump on it. Because Bernard Parks is one of those guys who will allow us to do these things, You really will.
Yes, and a lot of celebrities are choosing Belize as their destination place for vacation. Reese Witherspoon did her honeymoon in Belize. Leonardo DiCaprio have an island in Belize. Francis Ford Coppola owns a resort in Belize. So the word is already out. All we are trying to do now is align these people who may be outside of America doing business in Belize to also recognize what has came out of Belize that is doing America good from the perspective of us being taxpayers and upstanding citizens and try to have a moral connection with what we are under siege with.
Also such a positive impact to the community too, especially with just the different things that's going on. Like right now, how this past week, they had all these different killings. And actually they mentioned Bernard Parks because he was I believe for Harbor Park, he been petitioning for the city council to install cameras, inside Harbor Park, for the summer night lights program. And what ended up happening is that now not because they didn't have the cameras, but a young man got killed, killed there. They said it was probably like a gang shooting. And so you can see the frustration as far as how Bernard Parks is saying, okay, I've been petitioning them, and then and they're taking long as far as to do that, and I think just even this little small as far as this small collaborative that we're trying to do right now. I think that it goes hand in hand because it's we're just trying to do something positive for the community. We're not trying to do it for no recognition or anything like that. Trying to do it to where it can benefit the community. And then also it's a lot of different businesses that's American businesses that's starting to invest more in Belize also. So that would help. Go hand in hand as far as with business, tourism. It's just,
the city and bring these things. So the camera idea, and this is one of those things we can work with the 8th district. In supporting these type of things, we're not so much working, we are collaborating with you and bringing more of your vision into making these places that we communally have to have our families and friends more safer. And that's really what the projection is in creating that alliance. We're not here just to ask. It's an exchange here. We're getting to know you, you're getting to know us. We're becoming more vigilant with the concerns that the office is riddled with, from time to time, because we become the voices of the street who are able to report back to you with the people who may be silent about coming forward. So I think, it makes all. I don't see per se that the office is going to have any problem with that. They're looking for more of this type of unity. They're looking for this kind of, people take stands in yourself, and this is how we walk into it. Not so much as politics, but we have the politics to maintain our community. We have the politics to maintain the safety of our children. We have the politics to maintain the education situation in the community. We have the politics to maintain safety for everyone. We have the politics to make sure that our businesses are being fair in hiring the locals. Make sure a lot of things like that, which is the same thing that the 8th district is also concerned. But now we want to make sure that Little Belize is recognized as being a contributor or alliance force in making or bringing about these changes that is, foreseen in the future.
Looking, this as far as like, because right now they have some different as far as like projects that they're doing in Belize too right now to bring as far as like more income, to help out the citizens too that's out there, and then also a lot of our youth, so like like they got some training programs. Like this one I was reading about, it's through this organization, Beltrade, and they were saying like how like like how like a lot of the companies was like outsourcing as far as like, let's say call centers, so they was outsourcing to like India, and so what they're trying to do, like how as far as like in Belize, they're trying to do that there also, and then train. So I was like, man, it's a ground floor opportunity right now, too, where it's just working hand in hand. It's working hand in hand, so it benefits everybody.
I'd love to go down there and train my folks.
I recently just got linked up with someone, like a few phone calls that just came in, like all of a sudden. I don't even know these people, I never met them before, but they all have told me that they're doing something for Belizean, like for instance, Joyce Production.
Yeah.
She just recently wanted me to jump on board on this one event that she has going on where she's doing a big gift fundraiser for children. She's going to be giving away like a whole lot of gifts to Belizean children. And then I met another girl named Sharon, I believe. She has her own organization where she's going to be doing another huge event for Christmas, and they give kids in Belize scholarships. So these are two great women that we could probably get together and...
This is the one single thing that I think is the Belize family ties can do to unify our Belizean presence here, our Belizean need for unification here, our Belizean need to start bringing in all these organizations in a central hub and see how we can, collectively make these dollars be more effective, in all those districts.
One of the things that I've heard about our venture, and it upsets me, is that people that I've spoken to think that this Little Belize venture is only for Belizeans. And I've told them that this is not only for Belizeans, the Creoles. It's for the Creoles, the Gariffinas, people who live in Corozal,
East Indians,
it's for
Chinese
everybody.
culture.
And I tell them that, we're doing this for everybody. There's a lot of people who are married to Belizeans that are from China, Germany, and whatever. It's for all these people, and it gives me a great privilege to know that when I walk, and right now, before this birth, we're going through the pregnancy stage right now. Mm-hmm. When I walk or I drive through King Boulevard on Western down to Adams, seriously, I'm feeling this. I've seen this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to see this. It's a fantastic venture for me. It really is. I talk about this every single day. Mm-hmm. I do. This is nice for me. I get kind of goosebumps.
Cold seed.
I'm telling you, as they call it in Creole, cold seed.
As you said, we need more than just our Belizean signatures. Just for present purposes, to let them see that we're not alone. We have already melted into the community. We already became friends of friends of friends. They already know how reliable, how hardworking, how trustworthy. Those are things that really bigs up a lot of Belizeans, that we don't have to work hard to try to change that kind of perspective, So I think that makes it real interesting unification. Get our 500, but in the same thing, we are also building our database. And that's where, at the end of the day, our number is going to start tracking, and those things that the change.org and those online petitions, and unifying with New York and Chicago, the other biggest part of the Belizean communities in the United States, is only going to be able to give us numbers. So when we go in there asking for, well, we want to beautify the designated area in the Belizean community, like the little Ethiopia, it's not going to be a problem for them to say, okay, we have allowment for certain parts of the community that are proclaimed with markers for a certain level of, beautification and community involvement working along. And that's where our little council district comes in there. That's going to be our hub. That's going to be our really hub. And we're going to be working with them. We're going to be already on point. We already got the Sentinel in the neighborhood, and I'm looking at all the businesses. That's one of the next key things, you know, the corporate sponsorship. You know, and we're sitting in Starbucks. We was at Food for Less. We're looking at Krispy Kreme. We're looking at the mall. We're looking at banks. We're looking at all these businesses who are thriving off of this community patronizing and the resurgence of money exchanging. It's kind of weird. It's taking Obama to a bigger level.
What if at our next meeting we have a banner of some sort, you know, where we can put somewhere, or you know, something like that says what we're doing. So for those who are passing by, it can be an attraction too, and they can stop by and say, well, what are you guys doing? And right there we can obtain some signatures by just having one of these meetings. You know, I think that'd be a good idea, because people want to know sometimes what someone is talking about
Before they talk to us.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and nothing better than a sign. You know,
Nothing better than a sign.
that has, you know, whatever you choose to put on it.
Yeah, I think one of those, some places might have a little bit of resistance in putting signs in their location, as opposed to us where maybe we get 5 T-shirts.
Even better yet, yeah.
And our board is now draped with a small little Belizean flag. One thing Belizeans do, they see their flag and they race what's going on, what can I do to help, you know? So little things that we can maybe be able to push the envelope and keep the budget low, you know, make sure that it doesn't become a burdensome, you know, and realizing the dream of what we are trying to give to the city and our community and our individuals in the community. Those are the key markets. So the T-shirts, I think the little flags, the banners, a perfect idea. That's what we normally do when we do a press conference. You know, we find a location that's suitable that we can be able to go in there and say, can we just take 2 hours of your time? And this is where we have people who may want to come by and drop by and, you know, and visit the people who are trying to organize and give them an opportunity to be able to be heard as well and offer their suggestions. And that's one of the things that also go with the petition site. We need to probably on that site put a suggestion page.
Would they be able to like leave comments?
Yeah. So it's specifically for that, so they won't clutter our petition page, you know, so they can have, you know, so we can take their comments into consideration and open up that portal to be able to have those voices, you know, so they won't feel that we're running this all by ourselves without no kind of guidance, but, you know, our heritage is guiding us. What everybody else is doing good in the city, we're doing our part to make sure that what everybody is doing is going to be all worthwhile, you know, so we have that designated area. So I think those ideas, you know, kind of seem like a little worky, you know, but I think, you know, from what I've seen so far with our collective team, these are just, you know, allocating, like writing up, putting the, you know, the efforts, you know, that we speak about into like small practical. Belize is we're not simple people, but we're very raw, we're cut and dry. You know, we don't give me the spilo and all that. What is it for and how much you want? It's no money. But what it is a commitment for you to be able to be there when we cut the ribbon. So be there to support the community, be there to patronize the neighborhood community, keep our dollars right here in this local area. We might be able to even hit up USC in one of their, you know, cultural classes. You know, so you might want to see this, you know, 31-year-old independent country citizens, you know, migrated in America are now spearheading a move to be more recognized in the city. I think everything is said today is right on course. Like you said, I don't think we're going to have any problem with any politician or any councilman or councilperson in the local district, because one of the efforts that's also in line with the city is the collaborative efforts of community working in partnership with the council office and the council persons to be able to build a more unified city. And this is right in line in that time frame of creating that synergy. So I think Bernard Park's office will be supportive, because we, you know, will make it easy for them to get on board, because we're going to have the signatures of the constituents in the community who are voicing this unification in order to help Belize be a more visible presence in the city. And that's you know, we have to go to his office. That's the next thing. We have to go to his office. We have to go physically, make the secretary see us, you know what I'm saying, walk in there, you know what I'm saying, hey, how you doing? I'm Mr. Gillett, you know, this is Kev, you know, this is Miss Sherry right here, and this is Casanova, you know what I'm saying, no pun intended, but that is also a very rewarding word, you know, Casanova, I just love it, because it's the love of our city, you know, and put it on that level, you know, how much we want to love our city, but to do something that makes sense.
No, but you know, I hear you with all these different angles of where we should go, and I'm here for the long haul.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I really am.
Myself as well included.
Here's something very funny. I don't take off many days from my job, but when it comes to this, man, I'm here in a heartbeat. And she knows this. Sherry knows I'm here. You know, I love this, man. I really do.
It's a great way to wake up our community.